So it's the day after the North London derby, and Tottenham got battered once again. And I want to try and start making YouTube videos, but making them the day after. Now, I know I run the risk of the relevancy of the game, and, views might not be that high, but we're starting from the ground up. You know what I mean? So, really, any view is a view. And leaving it to the day after gives, everything a chance to sort of calm down. Because if I'd have recorded this last night, channel could have got deleted, nuked into existence. So, yeah, once again, Eze absolutely balls out on us. I said on my TikTok last night, I don't know what we did to offend him so much. God forbid we wanted to sign him. He saw that as such an insult that he's now made it his personal mission to just depress us every time he plays us. The fact that he hadn't had a single shot on target since the last North London derby should be enough that, it's just bullying at this point. And what can you really say? There's no words that can just express how much of an absolute joke we are as a club. But if there was ever a fixture that highlights our problems, it was that one. Where do you even really start with the performance? The gutting thing is, for 60 minutes or so, while we weren't, unbelievable, don't get me wrong, we were still in the game. Do you know what I mean? We were fighting, we were there, we were aggressive. And then it all just sort of fell apart, and I think that's the real gutting part about it, is that we were there. Do you know what I mean? And it just takes lapses of concentration, men not all pushing together, so that the press was just really disjointed, and then we come away being absolutely humiliated once again. We even made Gyökeres look like a silky smooth footballer. I've watched him all season and thought that could possibly be the stiffest man to ever exist. And then we managed to one-up them, and we put Dragusin on him, who just kept giving him all the space in the world. And the worst thing was, first half, I thought Dragusin was our best player. He was managing it. Do you know what I mean? They were in a good physical centre-back striker battle. And then second half, we saw nothing that we were seeing in the first half. And that's what makes it frustrating. You had the blueprint. Do you know what I mean? You were getting success in the first half, and then you just stopped doing it. Now, fans are probably sick and tired of hearing this because the performances are so bad, but you have to take into account the injuries. You can't not, unfortunately. You could have made a full 11 yesterday with the amount of players we had injured. And that is an excuse until a point. Do you know what I mean? Because the players that are on that pitch, they just don't look like they care. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing that's the most annoying, because us fans, we don't get paid hundreds of thousands a week. Do you know what I mean? We don't get to go back. We don't get to leave the game in our Lamborghini, drive back to our mansion and put our feet up. No, we just have to work the next day getting bannered by every person that comes out of the woodwork. The fact that we're seeing our players not fighting. Mickey van der Ven, I love the man, but he looks like he could not be arsed at the moment. There is a video of Tudor on the sideline telling him telling the defence to push up, and he just looks like he couldn't give a toss. It looks like we've already got to that point where he knows and he thinks that he's better than us, and that's probably the case. But it's just gutting to see that has become apparent so quickly. With Tudor, there's not too much you can really take from that game. I am worried that, if the press doesn't all go together, then unfortunately the space that we're going to leave in the middle is going to leave us so vulnerable. And when you've got a back three consisting of Paulinho and Dragusin, who are probably the stiffest, slowest players you could ask for, we're going to get cut through with these. And we did. Early doors, there was a tackle that Sarr made in the middle of the pitch on Eze, didn't make the tackle. They played through us, and the warning signs were there from early doors. But again, with Tudor, what can we really expect? I would have liked to have seen Sousa come on, a left wing back in a left wing back position, rather than shoehorning Spence in there and then bringing Tell on later on in the game. But really, what does it matter? Do you know what I mean? I said on my TikTok last night, when Tottenham don't play for a week, or we get an extended break, you do get that sort of buzz about them when it comes back, especially being the North London derby. You start thinking, could we do something here? And it's almost like we trick ourselves into a false sense of hope that Tottenham are suddenly going to be so different. But unfortunately, the reality is we're not a very good side. Arsenal are probably the best team in the world right now. And that sort of played out as it should. But just to see the lack of like fight and aggression from the players. I mean, you could hear the atmosphere. The fans, they were so up for it. I've listened to videos. You know, there was a buzz about the place. So for all of the criticism that fans have received this year, they were not the problem yesterday. The fans were well up for it, but it very, very quickly became apparent that the players were not going to be able to match that, unfortunately. And it puts us in a worrying spot. I mean, thankfully, we've now got them 4 horrible fixtures out the way, coming out with a whopping 2 points that we managed to get against Man City. I think that hurts us the most, is that we turn up year on year against Man City and we roll over for Arsenal at the same time. If they showed half as much fight as they did against City, against Arsenal, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But someone put it beautifully last night. Even when we had that stretch of time where we were finishing above Arsenal, we were in the better spot, they never rolled over for us. I don't think we ever really humiliated them. The Conte game, you could say, like, fair enough. But, I mean, they got a red card. Do you know what I mean? Like, they put up a fight. They tried. But this club just seems weak to its absolute core. And I don't know when that's going to change. We'll know the problems with our ownership. And I don't know what needs to change or happen for something to change. But unfortunately, while we're in this spot, their value of this club is going down. If they'd have sold us in the summer, they'd be getting 4 or 5 billion. With all the talk of sponsors and everything starting to look a little bit dreary, although we haven't been relegated yet, hopefully that doesn't come to fruition. But again, the club's image is tanking, and therefore the value of it is tanking. So this club need to make some serious changes in this summer to how they operate. Otherwise, we could be here for a long time. And I know people are trying to say, we're too big to go down. We are slap bang in the middle of this relegation fight. And we are going to have to claw our way out of this. Because West Ham look decent, Forest look decent, Leeds look decent. Do you know what I mean? And where do you see our next win coming from? We've got Fulham and Palace next. Fulham away we never do well at. Palace are sort of around us, so they're going to need to fight as well. And where are the leaders in this team? Who's saying, right, this has gone on too long, we cannot let this happen anymore. And all the while this is going on, obviously Romero's red card just looks worse and worse. Because my God, we could have needed him yesterday, and the next game. And then I think the next game, and possibly the next game. But this club is in a dark, dark spot right now. A real dark spot. To talk about the Kolo Muani goal being ruled off, do you know what I mean? I don't think it would have changed much, but the frustration is we have seen that decision go against us with Romero and Ekitike, and that was worse because Romero was already in the air when he was pushed. But the refereeing inconsistencies of this year just continue to go. Phil Foden doesn't get sent off for his late challenge on whoever it was. Yet Xavi Simons got sent off against Liverpool on Van Dijk for pretty much the identical thing. We're ref differently. There just is no two ways about it. And this is a thing year on year. And I don't know when that's ever going to change. Unfortunately, with the Muani thing, Gary Neville said as soon as he brought it down, you knew it was going to be a foul. But when Gabriel absolutely classes Muani last man, not even looking at the ball, nothing. Do you know what I mean? I thought the ref had a really, really poor game. Most 50-50s didn't go our way. And I know that's the nature of a 50-50. That was a bad analogy. But, again, that Muani goal goes in. Maybe we rally a fight for the last 20 minutes. But the more likely outcome is that Arsenal just go and score again. They were just by far the better team. And for 60 minutes, I could take that. 2-1 would put up a fight. It was aggressive. It was different. But then really, it all just had the same feel of a Thomas Frank team. By the end of it, to fall away that badly, to give up and capitulate is the real tough thing. because Tottenham fans spent the last week getting themselves excited. And this is an Arsenal team that are there to be got at. We saw Wolves do it. We saw Brentford do it. Teams on paper you'd like to think we're better than, but at the moment we're not playing better than anybody in this league. I mean, Burnley went and got a draw at Stamford Bridge. When was the last time we got a draw at Stamford Bridge? Can't even remember. Maybe it's been a while. I don't want to convert. It was probably like last year, but you get my point. We're seeing teams pick up performances and points in games that we are just not capable of for whatever reason. And I don't know what needs to happen for, something to be the catalyst. But these players need to realise that we are in a real dogfight. And we need leaders to pull us out. And at the moment, we are not getting that. So where do we go from here? We've got Fulham away next. Again, don't typically do well there. Palace at home. Liverpool away, where we never win. Then we've got Forest at home. And I can't stress how much we need to pick up, 2 out of 4 wins. Just 2 wins changes our hopes massively. But Tudor's got a big old job on his hands, and I feel for him. You couldn't really put much of yesterday on him. He's not a magician. As much as we all sort of hoped that we could do something yesterday, I don't think that comes down to him. But yeah, I'm going to try doing this as a series, so even when we win, even when we lose, so that we can take it all into account, come back the next day and have a little chat about it. So if you like this, then subscribe. Understand sometimes games happen out of your mind. That's absolutely fine. But I need a journal where I can document my thoughts and feelings, because TikTok's not quite cutting it. So yes, thank you. I hate them, but up the Spurs.